All right, today we're going to dive into some trading tactics, and you guys have been asking about this, and that is taking a look at both long, shorts, and where the market positions are on some of these tokens. Well, we're going to do that for you today, so don't miss it. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back in the Tech Path. And I want to thank our sponsor and our partner today, and that is CoinW. If you guys are, and this, we're going to be using CoinW in this episode with one of their traders, and going into some positions, we'll take a look, Bitcoin, ETH, all that good stuff. But if you do want to join CoinW, you can do that without KYC. All you have to do is use the link and offer down below, and you can get started on your own trading right there on CoinW. A lot of assets. We're starting to use this platform a little bit more often, and it's great for really kind of jumping into a lot of assets, from whether you're in a long position or a short position, or looking at price targets as well. So let me welcome in Dylan coming in from CoinW, and we'll get started here. So Dylan, first of all, I want to kind of jump into a couple of things. When you look at Bitcoin, let's go to Bitcoin first in the charts. Obviously, we saw a little bit of a retrace yesterday. What is your chart looking like right now for Bitcoin, and how would you play this? Would you play this as a long or a short right now? What's your tip?
Yeah, so I mean, right now I'm positioned a little bit to the short side, just because of how obviously the lower time frames are looking, more like the daily and the 4-hour. We have obviously lost a critical zone. You know, this was that key level, that 64,000, 65,000 level. And I was actually telling a lot of people that this was the zone that, you know, I would be looking to long on the retest of this previous level. But what you can see, what happened was the daily, actually, let me just remove some of this so you can see a little bit more clearly. But the daily time frame candle actually closed below, and we did actually break quite a key uptrend right now. So essentially what I'm looking at is we are still breaking, you know, we broke the support within yesterday's candle. So I'm potentially looking for a short-term short back down to this key level here, which is what I'm going to show you now. Essentially what I want to see is come back down to around about 57 to 58K. So I am potentially looking and seeing what this next 4-hour candle can do, because if this 4-hour candle right now respects this level over here, I do think that we can come back down to these lower levels. And this is just more for you know, a short time frame view. You know, I'm not saying that Bitcoin and, you know, the crypto market's bearish. I'm just saying that, you know, I'm looking for short on the lower time frames. This could play out in a day, you know what I mean? So
right.
Yeah, so this is a setup I will be looking at for Bitcoin, a potential short, but only once this 4-hour candle closes. So around about three hours, we have to wait for that, but a potential short. Yeah.
All right. So for many of you guys, if you're trading, and I know some of our, you know, traders out there, you guys are in many cases in more of swing trades, but this is a good analysis right here. I want to go to this story right here. Bitcoin traders looking at the same kind of thing that Dylan's looking at, which is the 54K Bitcoin price, potentially around these Middle East, you know, tensions right now. I don't necessarily see this as a long impact coming. I do think we may see a little bit of a downside. However, if you look at some of the trends, we are still seeing some green in terms of sentiment on Bitcoin as a whole. So Dylan, when you, I want to play a clip for everyone, because just to kind of get everybody's frame around this. And this is Tom Lee, where he goes in a little bit deeper on where he thinks this market might be. Take a look.
Near term, you acknowledge that there could be some bumpiness, choppiness, but by the end of the year, you think 6,000 on the S&P.
That's right. I think we're still in the midst of a very tricky period, because we've got the election in less than 35 days. And now we've got two things that investors don't know how to discount. One is, you know, mounting tensions in the Middle East, and then a port strike that is potentially going to cripple the economy. If we get a dip, and a big dip, I think you still want to buy that dip, because the setup into year end has a lot of tailwinds. We look at the last 6 sort of global wars or tensions, you almost always buy the invasion. The exception was 2022 with the Russia-Ukraine war, because we were also in the midst of a Fed tightening cycle. So that was not a buy the invasion event. But the other times you did want to buy.
Both Iraq wars.
Yep, both Iraq and
Was the
So, I mean,
market,
this could be the
where
same.
was the market before that happened? Had levels come down, or were they trading at near highs or at highs?
Yes, You know, this is different because we are hovering near highs and we're in an extended market.
And things aren't cheap in terms of multiples.
That's right. But at the same time, we also know there is a lot of cash on the sidelines.
Yeah, and I think he's hit on this point a couple of times, a lot of cash on the sidelines. So, Dylan, I'm still looking at your chart. When you look at, I want to go back to your chart, though, because I'm curious on the entry point for Bitcoin. Would you wait for that 54K as an entry? Where would you enter right now on this short? Based on that close?
So based on the close, 4-hour closes like this, then I'll enter straight away the next 4-hour candle with stops just above these highs over here. So
if you wanted to enter a long here, if let's say we wanted to go the other way and kind of hedge our bet, where would you look at an entry for a long?
Yeah, so that's basically what I would want is I would want to see a reclaim of this level, right? So I want to see price reclaim this level. If we can get price to close bullish above this point, then I'll probably look for a long, because this is the invalidation point, right? So basically, we need to stay respecting this level, or we need to close above this level. And the reason why I'm a little bit bearish on the lower time frames and also the daily is just because of this broken trend over here. And yeah, so I would wait for this next 4-hour candle to close. Once we get a closure, I would go short to around about this key level here.
Okay.
Around about 58,
Very cool. Just as a reminder, you guys have to look at the market. This was something from Raoul Pal today. Doom sells, optimism makes money. Totally agree with him there. And don't forget, some people now looking at October turning bearish for ETH, because ETH, of course, dipped down to 2,400. When you look at Ethereum right now, Dylan, is this a long or a short? How would you play Ethereum?
Let's put it up. Yeah, so basically, there it is. I think Ethereum right now is at a good level. I've actually been looking at this level for quite some time. So basically, this is your daily resistance / support. So you can see every time that price actually taps into this 2,412 to be exact level, we do get a reaction, right? We get a reaction to the upside. Same thing over here. We had a reaction to the upside. Over here, reaction. The only time that we did actually come down from that level was when we actually closed below it. Okay.
Right.
So for me, I honestly think that this could be a good accumulation zone for ETH. It's a solid level. I would wait for the daily candle to close here, because what can happen is we still have 6 more hours. This can still come back down and then eventually come back and close bullish. I mean, expecting this level, and that's when we can go long tomorrow. So. Yeah, for me right now, looking good. Accumulation zone definitely for me. But I want to see for a long position, I need to wait for the daily candle to actually close,
Right. I think that's a good move, actually. I think the daily candle on ETH right now could pose out an opportunity, especially if it stays within that range you're mentioning. Losses for long traders right now total around 98 million. Highest in the past 2 months, so there are some losses in terms of how this is going. Other tokens that we're watching, of course, Brad Garlinghouse and XRP and Ripple are announcing some interesting things. First Bitcoin, then ETH. Only a matter of time, and sure enough, we've got a scenario right now where we're going to see an XRP Bitwise ETF coming in as they filed for a Form S1. With that being the case, and you've got all the bullish news on XRP, the swell events in Miami, where do you like the chart right now for XRP?
Yeah, so actually I watched your video on that. I think you posted it yesterday.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. There's a lot of events happening with XRP. And honestly, like I'm really long on XRP. I've just been adding long positions because I outperform pretty much any token within 1 day. We've seen it in so many past days. Like I remember last year, I think it was June, this candle, we pumped 100% within 8 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting a pump here. I mean, XRP is still within this monthly creation. But what I'm doing is I'm actually positioning myself. I've got a lot of limit orders sitting. I've entered over here, and then I've got some limit orders sitting over here just to average my cost down a little bit. and I'm expecting XRP out. I don't know when, but I know that on the 7th of October, I think, this month, they have the SEC might appeal to obviously the XRP filing. So we'll see what happens. But I'm positioning myself long for XRP. I'm not going to be shorting at this time.
Yeah. I think right now the key thing will be October 7th if we actually get the appeal passed by the SEC, and of course that's going to move pretty quickly. Moving on, exactly. I want to take a look at Franklin Templeton's. They did a $420 million money market fund now running on AVAX. So Avalanche playing into a lot more of real world assets. We've seen this really start to grow Avalanche's ecosystem. And from a RWA standpoint, it's just one of the other tool sets that Avalanche kind of sports in terms of a benefit. If you look at AVAX right now, because this has been a regress, yesterday I was looking at possibly an entry position on that downtrend that we saw. Are you on the monthly or on the daily? You're on the monthly.
Yeah, that was a monthly.
Yep. Okay. Well, so where would you play AVAX right now? Would this be a short or a long position you would take?
Yeah, so I mean, just looking at the daily, this was obviously that break of that right over here. To be honest with you, this is looking really good. I would position myself more to the upside. But what I would like to see is maybe if we can see a little bit of a deeper. Oh no, we've already retraced. Yeah, this is looking good for AVAX. To be honest, I'd put some limit orders potentially. I'd look at something like this. If we can grab some liquidity a little bit lower over here, put stop loss just below these wicks over here, and then I'd look for quite a nice move to potentially, these highs to the left over here.
So ride that long out all the way up to around 52?
Around about 61 actually.
Yeah, okay.
61,
right. Interesting.
Yeah, so this is looking good.
All right, so we look to long on AVAX. All right, let's move to Solana because I want to take a look quickly on this. Solana price prediction. Analysts now eyeing a new all-time high before 2024. Man, now we didn't get much of a retrace on Solana with the news out of Israel and Iran. Right now, breaking resistance to the 163 could spark a rally. This is kind of the focus that everybody's talking about toward about 186. Now, if we hit that, that's the big question mark as to whether or not Solana could long up to its all-time high or most recent all-time high over this summer. What is your position on Solana right now?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm really bullish on Solana as a token, they have a massive community, the utility. So I do love the token and also the tokenomics. Right now, Solana still looks good. Obviously, like most coins had a retracement, but as long as Solana does stay above this level here, where it's currently sitting at around about like 140 to like 142, I'm going to position myself to the up. But I think for now, I think we kind of have to wait for the daily candle on multiple coins because a lot of coins are sitting at like crucial support levels. If we break those support levels, we can go down. But if we hold them on the daily, there's a potential for us to get a bounce. So for Solana, I agree with you. If we do hold this level, I will be looking to play along back up to the 160 range, and then potentially back up to this trend line over here at around about like 175. So we have to reclaim this level here at like 162 though. We need to get above this level, otherwise this is just gonna range throughout the whole year. But if we can break this level, I think we're gonna pump hard, yeah.
Well, and it's interesting, I'm looking at my chart here. This is our MSI indicator that we do as far as an overlay, and it looks at trade MSI. This is some of the sentiment ranging, but money flows coming in. And to your point, that's definitely a critical level. If we can close and hold this day around 144, this could be a reversal here. So be on the lookout here for Solana. This might have been a good spot to grab a little if you are trying to look at short-term trades and go to the long side on Solana. SUI is the other one that we're working with right now. We've been in and out of SUI. And if I look at SUI right now, price is reaching its 6-month high following about 150% rally in September. If you've been following us much, we've been really rolling in on a lot of SUI videos. And there's been a reason why. Much of it has been because of the interest in SUI, but also some of the things they're doing. But the surge is pretty significant. The question is can it hold the 170 support to avoid a retracement? What is your opinion on that 170 support zone?
Yeah, so actually, I took a short for SUI today, and yeah, basically what I'm expecting is, you know, we are pretty much at an all-time high.
Yep.
We at a weekly high as well. You know, obviously, if we look at the weekly quickly, let's just jump to that. We're currently retesting that previous high. Obviously, we have these wicks to the upside, but you know, we're retesting this high. So just logically, you know, this is a massive resistance zone. So in order for us to like be bullish, like in terms of can SUI go higher than the price now, we need to see some type of closure below that level. Above that level. So for me, I'm taking a bit of a trade here for SUI. Did enter a short on the trend line. It did hit TP1. This was TP2, TP3, and then I was going to see if we can catch a runner back down to these levels. But yeah, currently still in this trade. Still looks good. I want to see if you know, if we can break this support over here at 170 level. Yeah, 170. You know, if we break 170, this thing can tank quite hard. So
Yeah,
I'll be looking to.
That's the critical point of no return right now on SUI, which is the one we're tracking very closely. Okay, so listen, guys, let us know if you like these kind of quick videos where we break down entry positions, longs, shorts. We're doing this with CoinW in partnership with them. We'll be doing these every week, so make sure and tune in here to the channel. Also, Dylan, thanks for coming in today. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on. It's really good.
You bet. Excellent. All right, so guys, if you're not in the Diamond Circle, make sure and jump in right now. Just go over to Paul Barron Network. You can find it there. Jump into the MSI if you want to learn a little bit more about some of the trading tools we offer. And of course, we always leave a link down below. But again, if you want to start entering trades in long, short positions, taking a look at really getting your skills up a little bit, join us over on CoinW. And of course, we'll be doing these weekly trade videos to help you along the way. And of course, find me out there on X. It's @PaulBarron. We'll catch you next time right here on TechPath.